thanks for joining me for this short scale study. Today, Concert F minor. Let's start by talking about what notes we'll need for our Concert F minor scale study. We're going to start with the harmonic minor and arpeggio scale. So we are going, harmonic minor scale and arpeggio. Let me read that right. And so we're going to need a B flat. The key signature calls for a B flat. But it also adds in something else that makes it harmonic minor. It adds the C sharp. So right next to each other, a B flat, then a C sharp. Let's do number one together. 1, 2, start on D and play. Now we'll move on to our harmonic minor scale and arpeggio eighth notes. Remember, B flat followed by C sharp. 1, 2, and ready and go. Next, we'll do our minor chords, and I'll play the bottom notes of the set. You'll play the top notes. Make sure you're playing B flats. 1, 2, ready, Next, we'll move on to our pattern of thirds exercise. We'll start on D, and we're going to need an F natural, E, G, F natural, A, and G. Those are the 5-note pattern that we'll need for our next exercise. So, thirds, here we go. 1 and 2 and ready, D, and. Now we go on to our chromatic pivot scale. On our chromatic pivot scale, the note that we're going to use and we'll always come back to is the note A. We'll need a G sharp as our second note, and then a G as the fourth note. Then we'll need an F sharp as the sixth note. Later in that line of the chromatic pivot scale, we'll need F natural, then E. Third note from the end is a low D sharp. D sharp is the fingering that we'll use 3 fingers, and our pinky on our right hand, low D sharp. Then we play A, and we finish with the low D that we started. 1, 2, ready, begin. Next up is our chromatic scale. Remember that there's a fingering guide at the end of this method, and you can use that as additional information to help you with your fingerings as we go through. So get used to knowing where that page is and use it regularly to look up the fingerings to the notes of the chromatic scale. 1, 2, ready, begin. And we'll finish with the chorale. 1, 2, no repeats. 1, 2, play. So there you have it, Concert F minor. I hope these studies have been helpful, and I hope you'll consider using them again really soon. Consider moving on to some of our lesson book studies, or some of the other advanced scale studies. Thanks, see you again soon. Keep practicing.